Everybody screaming, everybody moving. Let's get it started, gotta make a riot.
Yo, what up, guys? It's Sontj, and I just saw the Star Wars Force Awakens just about 30 minutes ago. And before we even get started, I gotta tell y'all my history about Star Wars. Okay, I grew up in a generation where Star Wars for us were the prequels, episode 1, 2, and 3. And growing up then, I was a little kid, so I didn't care about movies that much. All I cared about was cool fight scenes. And Star Wars was cool for me because it had cool lightsaber weapons. There was this cool green guy who can fight and stuff, and I liked Anakin Skywalker. He was the main character, and he had this cool robot hand. That was it for me. Okay, then I grew up and I learned how shitty the movies were in storytelling. It had cool fight scenes in my opinion. People don't like those fight scenes because it's too twirly. But it had cool fight scenes, and that was it for me. And I tried to watch the original 3 movies, but I was so immature then. Like, it's old. It's like made in like the 70s. I can't watch this. So I tried playing the video games, couldn't get into it. Like, it's a lot of stuff that I couldn't get into because it's already spoiled for me. I tried to watch the original movies, and it's spoiled. Like, I know that Darth Vader's Luke's father. I know all this stuff. You know what I mean? And I recently watched the Star Wars the unedited versions because I tried to watch the old ones, but it was the special editions, and I watched the HD original movies, and they're good, but I can't get into it because I've been spoiled. And this movie delivered for me. Like, it just did it for me because I had high expectations for this movie. And this is one of the few movies that actually met it and went beyond it because I'm getting all these reviews, man. Like, all these reviews saying it's a great film, great film. And I was supposed to watch it with G. Baker, and he's still mad that I watched it without him because I couldn't wait any longer. I woke up at 3 a.m. and I saw another review, and it was like, okay, here's a spoiler review, and I can't watch it because I had so many chances to watch this movie with spoilers, and I kept on saying, no, I'm just gonna watch this movie. I'm not even the biggest fan of Star Wars. I said, you know what, let's just watch this movie with no spoilers. This is gonna be one of the few movies this year I'm gonna watch with no spoilers. And god damn it, this movie sold me because there's so many fan bases that I couldn't get into because I was too late for me to get into it. Lord of the Rings, I'm kind of into it. Harry Potter, I'm kind of into it. Star Trek, I'm not into it. I do not get the movies. I just do not get it. It's just, I knew I could get into Star Wars. It's just I had to see a movie up to date that is good quality. And this movie is great quality. And this is a non-spoiler review. I'm going to do a spoiler review with G. Baker so he can stop being salty that I saw the movie without him. So I went to the 5:30 showing, AM time, because I'm that crazy, people, because I had to see it that moment. And for a guy who's not into Star Wars, and he grew up with the prequels, and I just spit it. He grew up with the prequels, and he tried to watch the original trilogy. He liked it, but he couldn't get into it because he already been spoiled. And don't get me wrong, those movies are great films. 1 and 2 are 10 out of 10s. The third movie is kind of like an 8 out of 10 for me. But this movie, it just delivered. The characters, the comedy was on point. I laughed so many times in this movie, and I'm kind of a comedian myself, so I kind of get comedy in a way. And I loved Finn, I loved Rey, Han Solo. Even though I didn't grow up with the character like everyone else and like, you know, seeing it with everyone else, Han Solo, I felt like I just jumped in with him. Like, Han Solo is great in this film. So many characters. It's fantastic. Like, it introduces so many characters, and you would think it'd be a bad thing, but you fall in love with these characters as soon as they're introduced. And the storytelling, the villain, Kylo Ren, I don't know if he's better than Darth Vader, but god damn it, he is pretty damn close in my opinion. And I just love when these characters use the Force, you fucking feel the Force, man. Like, even though the prequels kind of ruined it saying those midichlorians and shit like that, but they don't even say midichlorians at all in this film. And when you feel, when someone does the Force, god damn it, you feel the shit. You feel these people's pain, and just, the story is fantastic. It brings you in. And even though the pacing is kind of quick, you enjoy it. And I gotta be careful because I don't want to slip up anywhere in the spoilers. But I just gotta say one thing: Luke is in this movie. That's all I gotta say. Because people are kind of afraid that you're not going to see Luke. I was afraid too, but you will see Luke in this movie. That's all I want to say. And it really reached my expectations because I thought I was gonna have low expectations, but the more it built up the reviews, I had higher expectations. And The Force Awakens reached it higher. And honestly, it's my favorite Star Wars movie. And yes, I watched the trilogy, and a lot of people want to say those movies are great, but like, you know, the best movies of all time. But it's mostly a nostalgia for a guy who hasn't grew up with it and doesn't have nostalgia effects. I gotta say this is the best Star Wars movie yet, in my opinion. And I gotta give this movie a 10 out of 10 masterpiece. I think this is probably my movie of the year, but this is just a quick review. I just seen the movie, and it's just fantastic, man. I even did a Twitter rant, a Twitter of just saying like, bro, I almost cried like 3 times in this movie, man. The feels on point. Rey, she's a fantastic character. Finn, for the brothers, he did a great job. I love it, man. And please watch this movie with no spoilers, cause it's so great with no spoilers, man. If I've been spoiled, cause I sometimes I just watch the spoilers. Hey, that means it's a great movie, and I watch it, and it's not as great as I thought it would be. And watching this movie with no spoilers is fantastic, man. It just so many twists and turns. It's just fantastic. I could keep going over and over, but please watch this film. It deserves it. Disney did a great job. All the haters need to shut the fuck up. It's a great movie. And the nostalgia guys, you gotta admit that this movie is pretty damn close to the original trilogy, or better, in my opinion. So, Sontj out. Wait, one more thing before I do this. I'm gonna do a spoiler review with G Baker. I think I already said that. Anyway, Sontj out. Peace.